Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOBH's PK Kemsley has Beverly Hills moment with children and Boy George. Not only is Boy George a client of Dorrit Kemsley's estranged husband, PK Kemsley, but he's part of the family. Over the weekend, Jagger, 11, and Phoenix, 9, took in a Dodgers game with their dad and Uncle George. Amid his and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills stars' divorce battle, PK documented the outing on his Instagram. Phoenix with her GD father is a Beverly Hills moment. PK captioned one of the 3 snaps of his kids rocking LA Dodgers paraphernalia. Finally, it's good to see PK and Dorrit's children spending some quality time with their dad. Since filing for divorce from PK, Dorrit has sometimes complained he doesn't spend enough time with their children, who understandably miss him. Back in April, journalists hungrily devoured photos of the former couple sitting separately at Jagger's baseball game. Coming on the heels of their divorce news, it was fitting that they were both dressed totally in black. Though PK seemed mostly absent from his children's lives in the months prior to the divorce filing, he's now pushing for joint custody. That seems a little odd, since in RHOBH Season 14, Dorrit complained about PK neglecting their children. "There are times that I think PK's the greatest father in the world," she said at the time. But is he the most hands-on father? The truth is, no. At the end of the day, it's especially nice to see PK putting in the effort with his kids. And by all appearances, they seem to be having a great time with their dad and Uncle George. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is now streaming on Peacock in the US and on Hulu in the UK and Ireland. It was a sparkling afternoon in Beverly Hills, the kind of sun-drenched day that looks straight out of a reality TV fantasy. But for Paul PK Kemsley, the glitzy streets weren't just a backdrop for another photo shoot or Real Housewives confrontation. Instead, they became the setting for a heartwarming, utterly human moment, a rare glimpse into the real life of the often guarded RHOBH husband. Surrounded by his children and his longtime best friend, the one and only Boy George, PK reminded fans that beneath the designer labels and Bravo drama, family and friendship still shine the brightest. Ditching his usual business meetings and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cameos, PK decided to spend the day soaking up the simple joys of life. Laughs with his kids, strolls through Rodeo Drive, and cappuccinos with a music legend. It was, as he later described on Instagram, a Beverly Hills moment I'll never forget. A stroll with star power. Onlookers couldn't help but notice the unlikely trio making their way through the upscale neighborhood. PK, dressed in a laid-back but luxurious black linen button-up and designer sneakers, was flanked by his children, all smiles and giggles, clearly delighted by the day out with Dad. But stealing the spotlight, in true pop icon fashion, was Boy George, donning his signature hat and an embroidered silk jacket that shimmered in the sun. While Beverly Hills is no stranger to celebrities, seeing Boy George casually joking with PK's youngest and crouching down for a sweet selfie with PK's daughter made heads turn and hearts melt. It wasn't a red carpet or a press appearance. It was a slice of genuine joy, and fans could feel it. Beverly Hills is about glamour, yes, PK later wrote in a heartfelt post. But today, it was about gratitude. For my kids, for old friends, for laughter, for love. Laughter, lats, and lessons. The day started with a quiet breakfast at El Pastillo, one of the Kemsleys' favorite spots. Though the venue is typically known for hosting housewives' whispered arguments and cryptic plot developments, this time it was filled with the sound of PK's kids trying and failing to eat spaghetti without making a mess. Even Boy George had to laugh when one of the kids declared the pasta too posh. After breakfast, the group stopped by a local record store, a rare find in a city ruled by streaming playlists. George, a music legend through and through, couldn't resist flipping through vinyls, holding up a copy of Culture Club's debut album and teasing, "Back in the day, Your dad thought he could manage me. But really, I managed him. PK, quick on the comeback, replied, and look where that got us. To Rodeo Drive with a handful of kids and espresso shots. They ended up at Alfred's for those shots, sitting outdoors as passers-by discreetly tried to snap photos. But there was no Hollywood pretense. Just a dad letting his children be silly, a pop icon sharing stories for the 80s, and a rare pocket of peace in a town that's always performing. It was a sunny, crystalline afternoon in Beverly Hills. One of those rare moments when the light catches just right and everything glows like a Hollywood dream. But for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills personality Paul PK Kemsley, the spotlight wasn't on red carpets, drama-filled dinner parties, or headlines. It was on something much more intimate and far more meaningful. Family, friendship, and a little glamour sprinkled on top. PK, known for his sharp British wit, big business moves, and sometimes chaotic life with wife Dorrit Kemsley, had what could only be described as a quintessential Beverly Hills moment this past weekend, one that didn't involve Bravo cameras or designer drama. Instead, it was a heartfelt afternoon with his two children, Phoenix and Jagger, and his longtime friend and music legend Boy George. The foursome was spotted stepping out of the iconic Beverly Hills hotel, casually stylish but effortlessly magnetic. Dressed in crisp white linen and signature shades, PK looked every bit the doting father as he guided his children through the pink and green corridors of the hotel's garden restaurant, the Polo Lounge. Boy George, flamboyant as ever in a purple blazer, leopard print scarf, and his unmistakable bowler hat, was right at home, turning heads with every step. A stroll through the hills, with purpose. According to close insiders, the outing was more than just a leisurely lunch. PK's been really focusing on spending quality time with his kids lately, a family friend revealed. With Dorrit juggling multiple projects and Boy George in town, he wanted to create a special memory for the kids, and honestly, for himself too. The group shared laughs over truffle fries and sliders, and onlookers couldn't help but notice how animated PK was when talking with Phoenix, who excitedly told her dad about her latest painting. Jagger, full of energy, reportedly tried to convince Boy George to sing a song on the spot, a request the pop icon granted with a playful a cappella verse from Karma Chameleon, much to the delight of nearby guests. It felt like a scene out of a movie, said one guest who happened to be dining nearby. You had this music icon, a reality TV personality, and these two adorable kids just having a beautiful, normal moment in this glamorous setting. A quiet shift in PK's life. The lunch wasn't just another Hollywood hangout. It came during a transformative period in PK's life. While the public often sees the flashy side of him, luxury cars, Beverly Hills estates, and jet-setting trips, those close to him say there's been a quiet evolution. PK's been through a lot in the last year, shared a longtime friend. The financial pressures, the gossip columns, even the tension with Dorrit. He's really taken a step back to figure out what matters. And for him, it always comes back to his children and his closest circle, like George. Boy George, who's not only a godparent-like figure to PK's kids, but also a business partner and confidant, has been a pillar through the ups and downs. The two met years ago in London's music scene and have since maintained a friendship that's outlasted fame, fortune, and fame again. Their bond has become even more pronounced in recent months, with George spending more time in Los Angeles and reportedly working on a new music project, with PK co-producing. But beyond the studio, it's clear their friendship is rooted in shared values, loyalty, humor, and a flair for the fabulous. The Beverly Hills moment defined. It's rare in Beverly Hills, where image is everything, to see public figures drop their guard. But on this afternoon, there was no paparazzi chase, no dramatic confrontation, no designer meltdown. Just a father walking hand in hand with his daughter, chatting with an old friend under the palm trees. One onlooker described it perfectly. It was a Beverly Hills moment, not because of the luxury, but because it reminded you that behind all the sparkle, people still crave love, connection, and joy. PK even paused to take a family selfie at the valet stand, Phoenix giggling on one side and Boy George dramatically striking a pose on the other. It went instantly viral on social media, captioned, "My whole world in one photo #family #legends #blessed." Fans were quick to comment with support. "This is the PK we love to see. Boy George and the kids? Iconic. PK is such a good dad. Say what you want, he's always present." Looking ahead, a softer season for PK. Rumors have been swirling that the next season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills may show a different side of PK. While he's never been a full-time cast member, his presence is felt in almost every storyline involving Dorit, and lately, fans are noticing a shift in tone.